Man, it's been a little while since we've had a Gachiakuta chapter, but shout out to the gang over at Para 2, you know what I'm saying? Those guys, they always do a glorious job in regards to giving us what we need, when we need it, and how we need it. Now, before we get into this video, I would like y'all to know that over on my Twitch stream at twitch.tv/xDomoSenpaix, we are sponsored by Factor Meals. They are a subsidiary of HelloFresh, and they provide convenient, fresh, and nutritious food for those of y'all who are into this type of thing, right? So if you guys would love to help a brother out, right, by completing this sponsorship, all you have to do is go to the link below and use my code, which should be appearing on the screen. You guys will be helping me out tremendously. Like I said, this is the only way we keep bills over here at Senpai's Realm paid, which is by sponsorships and stuff like that. Now let's get into this video. This gets deep because AMO'S mom sold her off, man. That's why AMO'S view on love and just view on people are fucking skewed. This is why she's messed up. She was sold off to a giver. I thought it was crazy. I was just like, holy shit. AMO'S mom just sold her because she was broke? Jesus Christ. And this guy looked like a freak. Now, the things that I want you guys to take into account is who he is, what he is, and why it's important. Now, when we first see the guy, the first thing I noticed was the thing around his neck. That was the first thing I noticed because there are only two sets of people that we know that have those. You have the janitors and you have the vandals. So he's either part of one or the other. Dude came across as a freak, and it's crazy because he even tells on himself later on, because we see that AMO is in the back of a fucking caravan being transported, asking where are we going and talking about, I got the perfect home for you. No one will bother us here. It's a home just for us. And that's how the fuck we end up in this place. There's something very, very interesting here, right? Something very, very interesting here that I want you guys to remember. So remember when we first got here, right? When we first got here, when AMO first brought us here, and that door was chained and locked up. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I think the dude who is in there is the guy that brought AMO here. I think he's probably dead in there. He might have got murdered by somebody. And that somebody might be the guy that we saw at the end of the chapter. Crazy enough, you see AMO has been dealing with this for a very long time because we watch her go from a child to damn near an adult, right? We've seen the growth. Just look at the hands, bro. It's crazy to think about. This made things even more interesting in regards to what he says, right? Because AMO's like, hey, mister, do you get these things from work? And he's like, that's right, I'm a courier. That's why I'm never short of supplies. So he is a courier. Question is, who does he curry for? Right? Is he a courier for the vandals or is he a courier for the janitors? Well, the cleaners. I keep calling them janitors because that's what I'm so used to. And he goes on to say, but you know, all those couriers hate me. I don't know why. Even though I'm normal on the outside, they say I'm a creep. Well, no, dude, I've had to go back and re-edit this part like 45 times because I can't curse in this because y'all know how the new YouTube policy is. It's pretty trash. He says, even though I'm a valuable giver to those couriers, I need you guys to understand I cross-referenced this a lot. I went through a lot of the chapters, finding things that people were saying, and you know, this all lines up. It's a lot of really, really bad people down here, bro. Like I said, you can go back to the chapter where Rudo was dropped down here. You can go back to Engine explaining things in the chapter before our departure, like before we departed to the city of graffiti, and AMO has to deal with this shit, right? Like, it's insane how groomed she was. And she goes on to say, every time we do that, my heart starts pounding and it's painful. And dude says that this is love. And this warped her entire perspective on love, because you have to think about it like this, bro. AMO has never known love. Her mama didn't love her. Her mama taught her not to like things. Her mama sold her off to a weirdo. This weirdo has been grooming, manipulating, and doing all sorts of stuff. And it literally skewers her thinking process in general. So we go from AMO explaining her first love like she said she was going to, into a meeting with the angel. This kind of caught me off guard. I didn't expect it to be this dude, but I'm kind of glad it was. And before we get into that, like I said, man, I really felt bad for AMO. It really made me like take a step back and think potentially what every character in this world has gone through. Because you got to think about the stuff that they dealt with being down here and how like terrible this place is. Like I said, bro, we was told this shit from Jump Street. Now let's get into this guy because this is crazy. The guy who sparked this whole thing off. And I wondered, right? I wondered. She called him an angel, right? You guys remember that? Go back to the last chapter. She called him an angel. What did he do for him, you know, to be called an angel? They had to have done something in order to make her come to this realization. You know what I mean? How did he know where they were? Was he just out here traversing the lands and just so happened to come across, you know, this place? But I don't think that's the case. Obviously, we know that he is a courier, right? We know that the dude is a courier. So whoever he curried for, that's where this comes into play. And like I said, this is like the key figure for me because he was there at the beginning. This whole ordeal is going to spark a multitude of reactions, right? Like a big chain of reactions. Obviously, Rudo's gonna want to hear about this because this is the guy that he saw above, like before he got dropped. This is the guy that he saw on the way to go see Regto, and Regto was murdered. He may be Regto's murderer. He is the angel who can cross to and from, according to Amo, but you know, he might not be the angel. The angel might be with him, right? So there's that. But yeah, man, this chapter was a wild read because, like I said, it explains why Amo freaked out when she first met him, right? Like, what the hell is this? Y'all remember from chapter 32? What the hell is this? So you don't want to talk to Amo? Even if you do, you sound like you're trying to take advantage of Amo, right? Amo was so happy to have guests from the outside, but you came just to use me. You mean you are one of those who don't want to see me unless you have a reason or something? I think this shit correlates with this guy. Like I said, man, the proof was in the pudding. It's been here this whole time. But nonetheless, man, I'm super hyped for the next chapter. Make sure y'all let me know in the comment section below how y'all felt about this chapter. Very, very rough read for those of you who, you know, are very sensitive to issues like this or things like this. It's not like I'm not sensitive to this, but it all depends on how it's implemented. I'm not a fan of the graphic shit like that, like the very, very graphic versions of these, but when it's implemented well, I get it. Leave a like if you enjoy, subscribe if you're new. Like I said, if you guys would like to support the channel and support just me in general, make sure y'all hit the link in the description below and help me go through the factor meal stuff. Like I said, it's very, very easy, and the cheapest meal is like 30 bucks, right? Like 35 bucks. Well, the cheapest meal set is like 35 bucks. You get like 6 meals for 35. I think that's relatively cheap. And like I said, man, you guys are gonna be helping me immensely. That's how we keep the lights on over here, bro. I would make a deeper in-depth video about this chapter and just about, you know, the world of Gachi. So I'm gonna make sure I do that at some point in the week. And with that being said, man, I appreciate all the support. It's your boy xDomoSenpaix, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.